for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I go live like now, post a new video. And in today's topic, I want to tell you I went out to a gay club for 5.5 hours. I was like, amazing. So let me tell you what happened. So I wanted to go out socializing more because I'm an extrovert and I broke my ankle back in April, and with lockdown and everything, being indoors all the time, not socializing, it's really, no good for my health, my mental health and physical. I need to get out. And I made a conscious decision recently that I just want to like spend more time going out and enjoying myself and having the most amazing time ever in my life. And it's, it's what I really need, right? I've had a really rough year, and it's time now for me to have some fun and be the 21-year-old girl as I was born to be, And so anyway, I decided to try and find a group on meetup.com in my city. I knew it wouldn't be an asexual meetup, but I was hoping to get some chat, drink, and meet some new people. And so anyway, I went on meetup.com. Excuse me. It's really early or late in the morning, should I say here. So, oh yeah, when I'm recording this, it's about 5 something, and the club went on till 4:30 in the morning, and I got there about 11. So yeah, I think it's the longest I've ever been clubbing apart from Ministry of Sound. I think it's amazing. But yes, I'll get on to that in a moment. So when I went to this meetup group, I was the first person in this 20s group, and I admitted to the guy who runs it that I wasn't actually in my 20s. And he said, oh, sorry, it's just for those in their 20s. So tonight I was supposed to be going, and he hadn't removed me as an attendee. And so what happened is I just put a message in there to say, that I couldn't, I was kindly told that I couldn't go to this meetup because I wasn't the right birth certificate age. And basically, if anyone wants to go out with me, it would be cool. Just let me know, basically. And then later on, I was doing a bit of paperwork, and I didn't realise I had a couple of messages on Meetup, and it was another group, 20s and 30s group that were out, and they sent me 2 people from that group sent me a couple of messages, and they both said that they were out, and they were on this table, and and if I wanted to come, I could join them. There's about 10 of them, and I just leapt at the chance. I was late going because obviously they'd already got there a bit because I didn't know they were going to let me go. So this is another group, and it was quite funny because the guy who wouldn't let me go to his group, there was only about 1 person that turned up in the end. And so I was a shambles, and he just went, and whereas I got out with a good group. But it was really funny because out of the 2 people that messaged me, one of the guys I knew, but he couldn't see my profile picture because I'm not a profile picture on that. I'm like this statue going like this, and so he didn't even know that it was me, and I didn't know it was him until I got there. So he used to work in my old job in the same place, not in the same job as me, not their job. Excuse me, it's not the job I've just gone from, but left, but another previous. I was working in a previous place, and they made me redundant in 2017, so I knew him from there. So that was really funny, but I didn't know any of the other people there. It was about 9 other people there, and I ate some food there. I bought myself food, drinks, nuts, and I had a really, really lovely time getting to know them. I started talking about asexuality, and I told them about this channel. I asked them to sub, but I don't know if they will or not, but they found it really interesting, me talking about asexuality. They were really into it. And one guy goes, oh, he was asking me loads of questions, and luckily for him, I don't really mind being asked questions, but he's like, oh, you probably hear these questions all the time. And I was thinking, yeah, but he was nice. So, but they're all nice about asexuality. They all find it really intriguing and fascinating to talk about. So I got a really good feedback from there. Just to let you know, my battery's low, so if I have to cut off quick, you know why? Because I've just got back from clubbing. I literally I haven't been back more than 5 minutes, I think it is. I haven't even been to the toilet yet. but I wanted to record this because I'm sweaty still and I'm out in my clubbing gear, you know, because then you can see me in the moment. And I did think about taking some footage in the club, but the problem with that is it's copyrighted music, and I don't know if YouTube would give me a strike, so I was a bit concerned about that. I took some pro pictures and put them on my Facebook, but it's not public at the moment. It's on friends only. So those posts. So yeah, but I had a really lovely time. There was this guy I was dancing with at the end, and he had he just like went in my photograph on Facebook like straight away. I didn't ask him to. Our faces look quite good together actually, even though he's not asexual and he's British guy. So, and he's older, he's like 35, but you know, he was quite decent, different from some of the other guys saying, you know. And so I got on really well with him. So, but he smokes, so I couldn't be in a relationship with him. He was a little bit interested in me because he said on the way back, he said, oh, I wouldn't make the first move because I'd have to get the woman to make it because I'm afraid of rejection, which was really sweet. He said that. But he's got a kid as well. He's got a daughter of 15 because he walked me most of the way home, which was really nice of him. But I knew that he was my judgment was he was a safe guy for me to walk for me to get, you know, for him to walk me home. It was safer, because a group of people I went out with, there were like 10 of them. What happened was I was talking about asexuality and everything, and they were really into it. And I was having a drink with food, and they decided they wanted to go clubbing and they wanted to go to a gay bar. Well, it's a gay club / bar. Anyway, it's well known for being gay, but not everyone who goes is gay, but the majority of them are. And so that was really weird. I didn't want to go because I kept saying I'm not gay. So you know, but you know, you have to do what the group does. And so they did actually go to Timepiece, which is my favorite club. But when we got there, it's ticket only. So to be fair to them, they did actually give me my favorite choice. So then we went to the gay club, and I thought, just treat it as an adventure, Sandra, you know? But it was really good. I did get women that were attracted to me and dancing with me and stuff. But there you don't know who's gay and who isn't a lot of the time. It's quite funny. The majority are. But yeah, so yeah, it's really weird. But it was an experience. It was a really good experience. I danced a lot on my own. The group of people I went with, they just went. They never even said goodbye. I don't know where the hell they went to. They went home early, I think. Whereas I was out till the end. Like the club didn't shut till 4:30, and we must have got there about 11. So I was clubbing for like 5.5 hours, and that means my ankle is mended now, which is great. It's the first time I've been out clubbing since my ankle broke. However, I do have to wait tomorrow to see if it's, well, later on today, to see if it swells up. I pretty much tested it full pelt because it's the first time I've been out dancing, and I've danced for 5.5 hours in shoes that aren't great. And I fell over twice because it's really slippery on the dance floor, and someone trod on the back of my ankle on my bad foot. I'm like, my God, if that isn't a test, I don't know what is with my ankle. But my ankle's feeling fine at the moment. It's not at the moment feeling swollen, but we'll have to see what it's like later on. But my feet are killing me because they're like cut because the shoes were digging in me. But yeah, so experience of a gay bar. So it's very weird because obviously you've got a lot of guys there that are gay. You've got a lot of lesbians there as well. And I get a lot of women trying to dance with me. And I think, are you just being friendly, or do you fancy me, or both? Because one girl, she goes, oh, come and dance with us, and started holding my hand, which was very weird. But I didn't actually mind it because I just thought, well, I'm not gay. And I think you're just being friendly because most people would get a bit drunk. I don't drink alcohol. I've been out clubbing 5.5 hours with no alcohol, and I was one of the most lively people there, and I got complimented on my dancing. I loved it. You know, the guy I was dancing with at the end, he kept saying, you're too good a dancer for me to dance with. I'll just watch you. And there was this woman, and she goes, you know, you've got really good moves. And this guy was with a Romanian guy, and we saw them as I was being walked home, and he held my hand and he goes, I thought it was amazing because it is so true. He goes, this is you. This is you being your authentic self, and you need to do more of this, and this is how you need to be. It's kind of a spiritual moment. I was thinking, how can you read my mind? Because he just saw that I was so into it, and I'm so happy I went. I was scared, obviously, with the virus situation, but at the end of the day, I need to go out dancing. And I was quite careful to do as much spacious dancing as I could, you know, and look after myself. But I just was elated. I was so in the zone. I mean, I just glad I was single, glad I am single. When you're single, you can do far more. So, you know, if a guy comes and puts his arm around me, it doesn't mean nothing, you know, because I'm single. So you're very free and liberated. I was just thinking I'm too young to settle down in a relationship. And I just want to go out clubbing and have fun like my teenager self and really be that person I'm meant to be, you know. And so I just was so in the zone. I was closing my eyes a lot of the time like this. But I got complimented a lot on my dancing. And that to me is amazing because I've got bronze in freestyle disco dancing. So I used to take classes. And you know that this woman even was saying, "Oh, you got some moves." But yeah, the guy was with this woman. She didn't seem to mind because sometimes he was dancing with me a little bit. He was Romanian, I found out in the end. But yeah, when we were walking down the street, he literally held my hand like this, and he was like, "This is you. This is you being your true, you know, this is you being your authentic self, and this is who you need to be. Remember that." He goes, "I'll never forget you." I thought it was really nice because I'll never forget you and those moves. I thought it was, you know, so I'm memorable, you know. That's where I'm meant to be, you know. I mean, I hate it when people are so stereotypical of birth certificate age. I can't stand it. I'm nothing like my birth certificate age. It makes me so angry, you know. But obviously, I have to contain my anger. I'm not going to lash out, but you know what I mean. It's like I'm not my birth certificate age, which is why I wanted to go with people in their 20s. So the group I went with in the end was 20s and 30s. But they just left. They must have left early because I didn't see them for hours. And me, if I'm going clubbing, I'm going to club till the end. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm not faffing around. Because I'm in business. You know, I love dancing. And the guy I was dancing with, he goes, "I don't know how you got so much energy." He goes, he's like, he goes, "I just haven't got that much energy." I mean, obviously, I'd have to see how my ankle is in the morning, you know, because I've 5.5 hours. It was all right until someone trod on it. Someone like trod on part of the ankle, the back of it. So I'm a little bit concerned now because of the back. But it was all right until I did actually have my toes trod on as well. They were all right, of my bad foot. But it was the ankle where they did actually you know, like it was really near the end. So yeah, so gay bar, it's very interesting. So I had women trying to dance with me. I think women were sometimes more attracted to me than they were to blokes, but if they're lesbian, then I guess they would be. And it was really hard for me to know who was lesbian and who was just being friendly. But yeah, this one girl, she held my hand, which was a bit weird, but I didn't mind it, which was even more weird. And then she's like, "Oh, come and dance with us." I just thought, oh, she's being friendly. And then her girlfriend came in. She goes, "Oh, this is my girlfriend." I said, "Oh, that's nice." I thought, thank God she's got a girlfriend, but obviously she's into women. And there was quite a few women at one point in different times trying to dance with me. But I never know, you know, when you go clubbing, some of them are just being friendly with other women, you know. That's why I kind of love going clubbing as well, because in general I get on better with guys, but when I go clubbing, I have a lot of women that kind of dance with me some of the time. Not for very long because I'm like hetero, but and you know, some of them get a bit close to their ass, and I'm like, excuse my language, I'm like thinking, what do I do that? Because it's like I am asexual and I'm not into women. But yeah, there was this one guy as well that I danced with. He was coloured, but he was trying to get a bit close later on. He was older. I can't, you know, I turn off if they're older. Um, so yeah, I held his hand and did some dancing with him, but as he's trying to bring me closer, I said, "I've got to go to the toilet," and he disappeared after. I think he felt really rejected. Because I would rather go to the toilet and carry on dancing with him. It's a very big rejection if a female does that to a guy. But anyway, yeah, I had a really nice time. I didn't seem to be minded being touched, like on the shoulders and the arm around me, which was quite interesting. I thought, God, you've changed a lot, Sandra, in that way. Because years ago, I hated being touched at all by strangers, you know, not even a hug. But tonight, I was like hugging some people hello at the meetup or goodbye. And, you know, there was a few guys, like a couple of guys putting their arm around me and stuff like that, you know? And so I just thought it was an incredible night. I was dancing a lot on my own, though. You have to understand that I was, you know, it was a long periods of time I was dancing on my own, for quite a number of hours. And you know, and I was so in the zone. I was like going like this, and I was just like, yeah, man, this is so cool. And but it was very slippery, so yeah, I said I fell down twice, but I picked myself up straight away both times, and my ankle was still fine in those moments. So, but I can feel now it might be getting a bit swollen. I'll have to see how it goes, you know, on the right side where the ligaments were more than the ankle break. But the shoes weren't great. I've got a really big cut in my foot. So yeah, it was an experience because obviously a lot of them are gay. So you get women kissing women in there up against walls and stuff. You get guys kissing guys. But you get a lot of guys just being friendly to each other as well. So you kind of don't know who's gay and who's not. It's a really weird experience. I thought I'd be really uncomfortable, but actually I wasn't really. I was a little bit, tiny bit with the women, but not much. Like I did do some dancing with them. It's just as they started getting a bit too close for comfort. I'm like, this is a bit much or a bit in my space. But I must have got really fine about, like, if people put their arm around me and stuff, like, I'm a single, so it does make a huge difference for me being single. But, you know, if people put their arm around me, like, with dancing and stuff and just have a good time, it just doesn't bother me because I'm single. And so that was quite an interesting experience. I'm like, Sandra, you've really changed on that. Like, I didn't used to like being touched at all like that, especially by strangers. There was one old bloke, though, that started stroking my hair. And I'm like, no. Like, no. And the guys with, he said, oh, dance with him. I said, no, not old man. I said, I'm not into old men. It was horrible. You know, he just started playing with my hair and I had to get away from him. There was one guy there that was really annoying. Luckily, he didn't annoy me. And he was literally trying to get with all the women, even the lesbians, and dance with them and then touch them on their chest. And this girl, one of the girls, she's like, tells him to F off. You know, will you just F off, she said in the end. Because he was getting to be a nuisance to a lot of women. He didn't try anything with me. He tried to get me with his friend, but his friend's really older and I'm not into older guys. I'm like, I mean, the guy I danced with at the end, though, he was 35, British, but I was okay with him, which is unusual for me, because he's older. He's not in terms of, like, I didn't really feel romantic towards him. I felt like I really liked him in the sense I felt, you know, like I could be comfortable around him. Not as much as foreign guys, not as intimately as foreign guys, but he was a nice person. Our faces go really well together, actually. AK, hey. Oh, nice to see you. Lots of love. So yeah, it was really interesting. I had an amazing time. I mean, seriously, I had the time of my life because being indoors all the time, for me, as an extrovert asexual, is just no good for me. I mean, seriously, it's bad for my mental health. I need to get out and I need to do specifically dancing because I come alive when I dance. I mean, I'm seriously in the zone. And to have women as well as guys thinking I'm a great dancer, I mean, that's just amazing. You know, and people, you know, I was worried because I thought I really want to go clubbing, but I am concerned about it because obviously the global crisis. But I was thinking, you know, I don't want to live in fear all my life. And also, I'm as cautious as I can be. Thanks for bringing asexual people and community in the limelight. Oh, lots of love to you. You're welcome. Yeah, I was saying that before I went clubbing, the people that I went clubbing with originally, who then disappeared, they were new. They hadn't heard of asexuality really before, and so I was describing it all to them, and they were really interested. They were asking me, but they kept saying about one guy's like, "Oh, so when did you choose to be asexual?" I'm like, it's not a choice. Like, I've always been asexual, but didn't realise it. Like, I said to him when I was 6 years old, I had my first boyfriend, and he wanted to do sexual stuff and kissing, and I loved doing kissing with him, but I didn't want to do the sexual stuff. So I said, I've always been asexual. I said, but I have had sex in the past because I thought I had to. And I have had good sex with my ex because I said that's the question I get asked the most a lot of the time is, oh, you haven't had good sex, then you're asexual. It's like, no, I'm not asexual because of that. I didn't realise it until 2014. But with my ex, I didn't have sex for like, you know, like 2 or 3 months some of the time. Yeah, but that was back in 2011. So I've been sex free 10 years, which I haven't done a sex free 10-year video yet, but I've been sex free for 10 years now, and I don't miss it at all because I wasn't really into it. But you know, so I really loved being out tonight. It was amazing for my soul. I felt so alive, so at peace, so happy. I'm like, this is what I should be doing regularly. I should be going out, living my young life, you know, because at the end of the day, I'm not an old fogey woman. I'm a young girl and I need to be going out, you know. And obviously, most asexuals are introverted, but I'm not. I'm an extrovert. I get energy from being around people. Like the guy I was dancing with, he's like, I don't know how you do it. He's like, I'm completely FCUKED. And he said, and you got so much energy. He goes, like, I just don't know how you do it. I said, I love dancing, you know? And he's like, you know, but to get complimented on my dancing, especially the Romanian guy that says, you know, this is you, this is authentic you, and you need to be this person. I'm like, how do you know that that's what I think? You know, spiritually, I do need to be me more, you know, because I feel like I'm not living my best life. Like I should be out more, doing young stuff, living my 20 lifestyle, you know? Like I reprogrammed my mind years ago to be like 21 years old, and honestly, that's how I think I am. So you know, if I believe I can do anything a 21-year-old can do, actually I can do more than they can because a lot of people left before 5.5 hours were up, you know? And a lot of them were knackered, and I was like still going, dancing, you know, energetically. And so, you know, and I was doing like I was doing a bit of naughty dancing so I can shake my boobies. I know that's not a very asexual thing to say, so I do apologize if you're eating food and want to throw up. But you know, like I can wiggle stuff. And I like doing it because it's just like quite shocking, and it's just like really good with music, and it's really good for my body because it's like you have to be very flexible with your upper hips and stuff like that. So, and dancing is so good for exercise for me because I don't like sport or anything like that. You know, but I was so in the zone. I was thinking, this is great. I'm a happily single person, can do what I want when I want. If a guy puts his arm around me, it's great if I want it there because it don't matter because I'm single. And I just got so much freedom. And I was just so happy and I was just so elated. You can see how much I'm smiling now. Like, I'm so glad I went out. I'm so glad I clubbed for 5.5 hours. It's like amazing. You know, I feel like on top of the world. And you know, this is what I should be doing more of because I'm not an indoorsy person. I'm like, well, I am indoorsy to a certain extent, but I need to get out more. I need to be doing lots of socializing and stuff because I just love it. You know, it's who I am, a sociable character. And when you've not been out for months, you just get so repressed and suppressed. You know, and you just like it's not who you are, and you just feel like swimming in a goldfish bowl, going round and round and round doing the same thing. You know, so tonight I met a lot of people I didn't know. I wasn't because I have generalized anxiety disorder. I get a little bit like, oh my god, I'm meeting new people, but I don't have social anxiety. I have I think I'm one on social anxiety, but I have sometimes, but so really really low. But you know, because I usually prefer one-to-one than groups, but tonight was a group, and then I went off on my own and did dancing on my own for a long time. So I still do a lot of stuff on my own, even in a group. But it was just really nice. The people were really welcoming, and the club was great. And I haven't been there before clubbing because it's a gay bar slash nightclub. It changes into a nightclub later on, basically. So yeah, it's very interesting. They had a drag queen there as well. But yeah, most of the people, you know, were just gay, and I'm not gay. So I was really scared about going because it's like, if I'm not gay, why the hell do I want to go to a gay bar? It freaks me out. But I was all right. Yeah, I was quite surprised at how all right I was actually. So, but yes, I think it's good. They have bars for people who are lesbians and gays, and anyone can go to it. And yeah, I had a really nice time. I mean, the time of my life, you know, I just like so at peace with my soul. I'm like, this is what I should be doing all the time, regularly. I should be just going out and having fun with my life, you know, because life's too frigging short. We could disappear tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you need to be living life to the max. You know, I'm a little bit sleepy because it's like 5 something in the morning. I didn't get back till 5 a.m. Excuse me. Yeah, but I just had the most fabulous time in my life, and I just could do it all over again. It was a very wet floor. That was difficult. But yeah, my skirt is a bit mashed. I got alcohol down loads of parts of my clothes, on my bag, all down my legs. I probably should go in the shower before I go to bed because I'm just going to make my bed stink. But you know, that means being up even longer, but I'll probably have to do it. But yeah, so I just thought, you know, it was really nice that in the meetup they made me all welcome about being asexual, really intrigued by it. They were trying to understand the different types of attractions I experience. They were trying to understand what lack of sexual attraction actually means. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, I'm actually a bit sleepy. But yeah, I had the time of my life, and I'm so glad I went. It's exactly what I need, because I kept thinking, saying to God, like, I really need to go out clubbing. I really need to go out clubbing. You know, it's very important that I go out, and you know, that I enjoy myself, and it happened, you know. I just completely enjoyed it. And I feel so relieved. I'm like, yes, I've got no ties to anyone. I'm just completely single. And at the moment, I'm just staying single. You know, I'm not dating anymore. I'm not like actively going and seeking dates. I've got guys that are interested in me, as usual. But, you know, I had an Indian guy who came in my inbox, asexual, but he's older and non-mover and into different stuff than me. But we get on well. So that he just popped up the other day. So yeah, so he's nice. Got a new friend there online, and yeah, a guy I dated from a guy I met on Facebook dating a long time ago is Indian. He seems to all of a sudden taken more of an interest in me. So I have to see where that goes, because he was on about having a video date, but he did let me down a long time ago with that. But he has apologised. But there was a time when I removed him from my friends list, but I allowed him back on it again. So he was on about a video call. But he's going back to India. He lives in the UK currently, going back to India, but he might come, well, he's going to come back to UK, he says. So yeah, but he's not asexual, so he likes the idea of kissing over sex. So I don't know what will happen with that, whether it would just be I date him for a bit and it doesn't go anywhere because he needs sex at the end, or what. But it would be actually nice to have an in-person date with an Indian guy, which he'll be coming back to the UK next year. And if he then like does ask me on a date in person, that will be like another dream come true, like tick it off my bucket list, if you know what I mean. So we'll have to see what happens with that, because he let me down once before. I don't think it's going to let me down again, but we'll have to see. Hello, Ravish Kumar. Oh, hello, Ravish. Lots of love. Oh, you're an Indian guy, I guess. I love Indian guys. I'm so into Indian guys. I even told them that at the asexual, like when I talked about asexuality, and nice to see you live. Oh, lots of love. Yeah, it's kind of Indian time that I'm live, but my battery's really low because I've been out clubbing. It's lovely to see you, Ravish. So yeah, so as you know, I'm really into Indian guys in a big way. So yeah, when I was at the meetup, I was talking about asexuality, and I told them that I'm into younger foreign guys because I like coloured skin, but I'm particularly into Indian guys. They're like, oh, we'll find you an Indian guy at the club. We'll find you an Indian guy at the club. I'm like, but I don't have sex. They're like, no worries, you can just kiss him. But they didn't find me an Indian guy in the club. So, but that's okay, because, you know, I didn't kiss anyone. I'm a little bit like, you know, I don't want to be kissing everyone at the moment. You know, for me to go out actually to a club at the moment is very brave for me, I think. So I have to see how everything goes, because I think one or two guys were smoking, vaping there, and I was thinking, I don't want that in my lungs. So that was a bit, you know, because I get really sensitive lungs. So I thought, I hope I'm not going to get bad chest from that now. I'm actually sleepy for once. That's what I mean. When you've had a good like night and you're feeling amazing, you can just like actually go to sleep. But I can't, because I've probably got to go in the shower. Because I don't, well, you probably can't see, but my feet are really filthy. Can you see that? Look at that foot. Look at this. This is from the shoe. Been out clubbing. Oh my God. So yeah, it's covered. So I think I'm gonna have to go out in the shower and literally, I only had a packet of nuts while I was out as well in the club. Oh my god, yeah, it's really black. I got another one like it as well, but it's cut. This one, I don't think. This is my bad foot. Was my bad foot, but yeah, look, it's pretty gross. So I got a skirt on as well, so I got to be careful what I do. But it's under the desk at the moment. So yeah, but I love going clubbing. I really, if I do ever get into a relationship, I really need a guy who likes clubbing. But yeah, I like being single at the moment. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I've got no ties. I don't have to worry about what a guy thinks. I can just literally have whatever guys arm around me I want, dance with whatever guys I want, kiss what I didn't kiss any guys, but kiss what if I want to kiss a guy, I kiss a guy, you know. So I just quite like my freedom at the moment. I'm thinking you're too young to settle down, Sandra. You're better off having freedom lifestyle and just going out and having fun. I think it's morning, 6 a.m. there. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know if I can see on my phone. Yeah, it's 5:45. So I club didn't finish till 4:30 a.m. And then by the time I got home, it's 5 a.m. So yeah, so I danced like I think we got there about 11. So did about 5.5 hours of dancing. 5.5 hours. God, it was so good. You know, like I said, if you watched this video earlier, that I got told I'm a good dancer, my guys and girls, and so 2 guys and a woman. But there was women dancing with me. It was kept wanting to dance with me. You didn't sleep? No, I didn't sleep. No, I'm young. This is what I mean. Like my birth certificate age means nothing to me. It's a joke because I'm nothing like my birth certificate age, and I just hate talking about it because it's like, you know. So I wanted to go with so I went to a meetup, and then after the meetup, food and drink, we went to a club. But the original meetup I wanted to go to was a social 20s club. I'm not actually 20 in birth certificate age, but I got 21st mindset, live like a teenager. So basically, young guys need to sleep 8 hours. Yeah, but I'm younger than them. On time. Oh dear. Well, that's not how students are, is it? When they're going clubbing. You know what I mean? So, you know, and there was a lot of young guys there tonight, like guys who were 19 years old and in their 20s. So there was quite a lot of young guys there. So, you know, I'm younger than them. So usually I go to bed at 4 a.m. anyway and wake up at midday. That's my ideal sleeping time. But I've never been out apart from to Ministry of Sound that long clubbing before. And so no, I haven't slept yet. So yeah, so I by the time I went to the meetup itself, I got there for just after 9, I think it was. And then I was eating my food. I think we left there about 10:30. When by the time we got to the club, I think it was 11. So yeah, so and then 4:30 was when the club shut. They literally kicked us out, going sling your hook. So I thought that was nice and charming. But yeah, but I had a great time. You know, I'm still in my clubbing gear. Woo! But you know, I just really really love clubbing. I love dancing. I love dancing so much. So in the club they played a lot of dance music. They played some, I think it's like house music as well. You know, like underground type of stuff. So they played a variety of music there. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, so you know, so I got more energy usually than most younger guys. If I was in a relationship, he'd have to go to bed early and I'd be there still up. But you know, like I kind of like it that way. I like my unconventional life, but because I'm used to not sleeping till 4 a.m. anyway, most of the time, it doesn't, you know, like how much they charge for entry. Oh, £5 it was for entry, cash. So I had to get £5 cash out of a cash machine. But I didn't have to pay for a taxi home because this guy I was dancing with at the end walked me home, who I said was actually British and 35. So he was like not the type of guy for I go for usually romance wise, but he was nice to me. He was a more sensible guy. He's a single dad. I didn't know that till he walked me home most of the way. But you know, like obviously you've got to be careful who walks you home. But I live in a house. I live in a flat in the middle of a house full of guys who live in other rooms. So if anyone was to like do anything, you know what I mean? They're not going to do anything because I wouldn't let them, but you know what I mean? I've got people in the house, but I knew this guy's quite, I just sense he's quite trustworthy in that respect. So that's why, and it was better for him to walk me home than stood around waiting for a taxi, because God knows how long it would have taken me to get one, because I hadn't pre-booked. Usually when I'm out coming before, I pre-book these things, but he walked me home most of the way. So that was really cool of him. Yeah, so I had a great time. I had the time of my life. It was amazing. It was just so awesome just to be out again dancing, because dancing is part of my soul. I should be dancing all the time because it's really good exercise for me. I'm really good at dancing, and I just come alive, and I'm like literally in the zone. A lot of the time I'm going like this and close my eyes going, yeah, do. It's really cool. So yeah, I really, really loved it. I really want to do it again. I really want to do it again. My ears were ringing when I got back as well because of the loud music. Because don't forget, I've had 5.5 hours of loud music. But yeah, so highly recommend it. Wow, it's so cheap. In India, they charge 10. 10? What, £10 or 10 whatever Indian currency is? Yeah, £5 was good, I thought, considering I was there for like 5.5 hours. I took bottles of water with me as well because I don't drink alcohol. Yeah, £10, blimey now, that's a lot. So yeah, so £5 it is, and I don't drink alcohol. So some people were asking me, this girl said to me, £1, 500 rupees. Wow. That's a lot of money then. So this girl, she asked me if I drink alcohol, and I said no. And she said, do you take drugs? And I said no. She just goes, you've got so much energy. I said, yeah, I know. For dancing, you know. I said, I just love it. You know, so because the way I dance, some people probably would think I was on drugs, but I've never taken drugs in my life, and I don't smoke either. And people can't believe, like when I was at the meetup before we went clubbing, they said, what, you're sober throughout the whole of clubbing? And they asked me the question, so if the club went on till 3 a.m. or later, would you still stay on? And I'm like, yeah. And so I did. And they literally went away, so they must have gone home to sleepy pies. Poor them. Whereas I'm still out clubbing till the early hours because I've got tons of energy. I also don't smoke and drink. Oh, that's really good, Ravish. Yeah, no, I can't stand smoking and drinking, you know, so I just get high on life. And when you love dancing so much and the music's pumping, you don't need alcohol to have a great time and dance. And I'm fully aware of everything going on around me, obviously, because I'm not drunk. And so, you know, like I think it's a really good position for a woman to be in, because it's a lot safer to be out and about sober than it is drunk. You know what I mean? Because people can take advantage of you. Excuse me, a lot more. If you're drunk. Whereas with me, I've got my full faculties there, you know, and I'm just having a great time dancing till the end. I just love it, actually. I love the fact that I can go dancing, like clubbing, for 5.5 hours. And there's guys in birth certificate age that are younger than me that got to go home to bed because they're too tired. It's really funny. And also, just in general, me being able to club that long is pretty good going, because a lot of guys, they just don't actually go out clubbing for that amount of time, that length of time. You know, so I like dancing a lot, but unable to find partner environment for it. Oh, you should be over here dancing with me. I don't know how old you are, though. I go for guys in their 20s usually. If they get too old, I get a bit like, oh, I can't touch you as much. But yeah, so it's kind of weird dancing with the guy who was a bit older, but he was quite respectful. He sometimes caught places he shouldn't do on my chest, but he's like, oh, sorry, he didn't mean to do that. So he didn't do that on purpose. So he's quite respectful, which was good. But yeah, on Facebook, he quickly came in my photograph. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I like it when a guy does stuff like that. You know, he's proud to be with the person he's dancing with. And he wasn't really going off with other women. He was just dancing with me, really. So I liked that about him. But, you know, I haven't got his number because he smokes and stuff. I will daily dance with my future wife in the morning. All right, I don't want to get married personally. I'm not into marriage at all. I know most Indian guys are. I'm personally not. I differ very differently on that. Don't want sex, don't want marriage, don't want kids, and like to live separately. Actually, I one day want to find my asexual soulmate, and for him, Indian soulmate, and for him to move round the corner near me rather than live with me, because that's the way I prefer it. But yeah, so but I like, I do like going out to an actual club. But it's hard to get a guy you can trust in clubbing because a lot of them will start dancing with other women. So there is that. But oh, I'm really creepy tonight. It's like, but also a lot of energetic dancing for 5.5 hours. I was really strutting my stuff. I haven't been able to dance at all since I broke my ankle. The last time I went out clubbing as well was March 2020. So we're now in November 2021. It's like, oh my God, that's like a year and a half. That's a long time to be without dancing when you're like born for dancing. So, but yeah, I really loved it. I would highly recommend clubbing. And because like it's really weird, I realised that I don't mind as much close contact with people as I used to. I think, like I said, if a guy puts his arm around me and they start dancing with me like that, I don't really have a problem with it. Unless it's an old bloke. So yeah, so that was quite eye-opening for me. I think, oh, you've changed, Andrew. You seem to. I think as well, it's because of the lockdown. I kind of like feel I don't mind so much having more physical contact with some people, respectively. Because it's kind of like you kind of I feel you crave when something's cut off, you crave it more. So, for example, when there was lockdown, you can't see people. You crave human interaction. You do if you're extrovert like me. Crave human interaction. And like I think a lot of asexuals as well, if you haven't been hugged for a long time or had any physical affection, I think then you're more likely to appreciate someone putting their arm around you, even if you don't know them. But I'm gonna have to go because my battery's getting really low, 5%. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It's lovely to see you. I just wanted to tell you my great news. And I'm going to conclude this video for now, but don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I go live like now, post a new video. Thank you so much, Ravish, and anyone else who's watching. There was Kay earlier. I think it was something Kay. Yeah, so hello to you as well, and thank you so much for your kind words about bringing asexuality to a larger audience. Thanks for lovely words. Oh, you're welcome. It's nice to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate you. Lots of love. I'm going to go because I think I'm going to have to go in the shower as well. And I'm half falling asleep as it is. I haven't had anything for hours. Oh, thank you, Ravish. Bye. And I'll see you next video live stream. Subscribe, people. And hit the bell icon so you get notified when I go live like now. We'll post a new video. Lots of love. Bye. Have fun.